you how to build and resize your collection or product page images for free using AI and or Squoosh. If you never heard of Squoosh, it's also similar to TinyPNG, which we're going to talk about. And if you stick around, I'm going to show you a quick page refresh hack that lets you bypass TinyPNG's bulk limits so you can finish a whole page at once without actually signing up for a paid plan. So if you like what you hear, please like this video, share it with a friend who has a Shopify store, and subscribe so you know when I go live again. And if you like this kind of thing, you might want to check out my AI SEO school and my free 7-day challenge. And you can find that at aiseoschool.com. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this. Okay, let's see. The first thing that we're going to talk about is creating images in ChatGPT. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my ChatGPT if I can. Oh gosh, talk about like 50,000 tabs. Good grief. Like I'm about to open up something. I don't know what it is. Oh yeah, this will work. Whew. You never know what you're going to share on your screen. I didn't realize if you have 2 Google windows that you can still see all of the windows that are possibly open across everything. Anyway, okay. So first we need to create images. Now, I want to also just show you really quick. I just created this page. Okay, someone said just really quick. I just created this page because I want to sell these photo props to realtors. Okay, and I get into why inside my group, but basically I created all these images with AI and these are real, but the key images, I created those with AI to give a representation of what we could make, what they could possibly look like. This image right here is of a 3D logo that we did make, and this is an actual indoor sign that we did make. But we're going to talk about these realtor keys because I've seen them online and I'm like, hey, I just got a giant laser. I want to partner with realtors and, a new group of potential customers to help them market their business. So we are going to try to create another image for this page, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. So the first thing that I always like to do with chat is I like to get its input, right? And you can use chat, you can use Gemini, you can use Claude, whichever is your LLM of choice. You can use whichever is your preference. But I always like that and say, hey, I would like to create an image for exactly what I'm doing for a new product page, actually, and collection page for giant wooden keys for realtors to use as marketing props and, closing photos that they can share, can't spell, can share on social media. Okay. Can you generate that image? Can you generate? Say that image example. Okay, so this is just one way to do it. Okay, just off the top of my mind, like, okay, how do I want this to happen? Now, somebody in my school today, they said that ChatGPT had an image update recently, or like an image generation update. And what's neat is I've noticed this in Claude too, like when you're using cowork, especially, it will talk you through its thought process. And so it's interesting to see like what different thinking prompts it's doing for itself to generate what we're asking for. So if you watch that, you'll probably get better at prompting for your Shopify store because you'll start to understand how this thing thinks. Ooh, wow, that's interesting. That's pretty cool. Okay. Now it doesn't have a name on it. And so that is one issue, right? So I might want to put a name on it. And that's okay. I'm not going to sit here and make this image perfect. My goal is just to show you how to create an image. Okay. So you can always go through and modify and say, do XYZ for my image. But now we have an image, which is awesome, right? So I'm going to download that image. And The other thing that we can do is we can go to Sidekick, which Sidekick is Shopify's built-in AI assistant that helps you out. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over here to chat, because that was pretty good. But I see that, maybe I could make this prompt just a little bit better. I go to chat, grab that prompt. Okay. And now I'm going to put it in my Sidekick, and I'm going to say, can you generate a fake phone number? Fake is not a good word, right? Okay, a placeholder phone number and the name of the company, Waddell Realty. Okay, so hopefully that will give it a little bit more context to create a better image. But this is option 2. So you can use ChatGPT or an LLM to create your image, or you can go straight to Shopify and use the Shopify Sidekick. Sidekick's amazing. I use Sidekick for all sorts of stuff, and I'll try not to go too in depth, but wow, look at this. Okay, so this is cool. The only problem is we don't really have a frame of reference of size, right? So ideally, I should have said, can a realtor be holding this, right? So I think this is better. Can I have a realtor holding this key, so we can get an idea of scale? We want it, why can't I spell? We want it to be a, what do you call that? A handheld prop. Okay. That would be interesting if we could create like a 5-foot prop for no reason that would just lean against the wall, but I don't know that that would be super awesome for marketing purposes. Okay. So our image is generating. We have an idea. You could take this prompt back to ChatGPT, put it in there, see if you could come up with the image that you're looking for. But as soon as this image comes available, we're going to download it, and then we're going to take it over to Squoosh. So if you've never heard of Squoosh, let me show you Squoosh. This is squoosh.app. Okay, and it's just a very easy compression tool, because ideally you would like to have your images at 100 kilobytes or less. And that sounds almost crazy when you think about like high quality images. If you've ever seen like really high quality images, they can be like 10 megabytes or more. But for fast loading websites, 100 kilobytes is a perfect size. Thankfully, there is a, oh gosh, what do you call it? A format of images called WebP that makes this actually doable, and it keeps your stuff looking good. Okay. All right. So now we're back. Okay, this is hilarious. Okay, this is not exactly the key that I'd want to make, but whatever. For our purposes, we are going to use this key as well. Download. Okay, and then I always love Sidekick, and every LM will give you some ideas for making the image better. All right. So I don't know what the size of this image is, but the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to click here in Squoosh. Just click that add right there next to the image, and we're going to create, or we're going to upload either the ChatGPT image or the Shopify image. And the Shopify image, what's kind of neat about that is that it already keyworded the image. So I don't think you can probably see this, but the keyword file name of this image is realtor holding giant wooden key Waddell realty.png. Okay. But the size of the photo is 2 megabytes. All right. So when you upload it into Squoosh, you can see on the left, this is the original. Now on the right, this is the compressed version. All right. Now over here on the bottom right-hand corner, you have options to compress. And the one that I want to show you is this WebP. Okay, so we were at 2 MB. Now we are at 44 kilobytes. So it took it down 98%. All right. So this is the key to having fast loading pages, is having high quality images that aren't huge. All right. So option one with Squoosh, you upload the photo and you do this, you download it, and then you put it in your website. Okay. So there's another way that you can do this. And what I thought was really time saving, if you were to click on this image, like right click, you can choose to copy image right here. Okay. So I'm going to copy this image. I'm going to go back to Squoosh. And once I'm in Squoosh, there's this option to paste. So I can paste that image in right there. And so I don't actually have to go through the downloading process, right? And then just, go through the conversion here to WebP again, and you see it goes down to 76 kilobytes. All right, you can do this straight from ChatGPT as well. So if I go back over here to ChatGPT and I copy this image, I can copy the image, go back to click paste, and boom, there's that image. Okay. And so it's regular compression takes it down to 106 kilobytes. But you know what? If we can put it in that WebP format, now we're at 65.1. All right. So those are two ways that you can compress your images and do it fairly quickly. Now, one of my favorite programs that I used to use was it was TinyPNG. Like TinyPNG was my favorite. So I would always go to TinyPNG, and I had a paid subscription to TinyPNG. So this is the part that I wanted to show you. If you want to create, 3 images at a time, this is a faster way to do it. Okay. So again, with Shopify, you want to, at TinyPNG right here, with Shopify, you want to try to do this WebP version, okay, because it compresses the image without losing and sacrificing quality of the image. All right, so I'm gonna just find, well, I'll choose these first 3 images that I had. Let's see, a realtor wooden key. All right, so I've got 3 images that I had created for this new page, this new collection. All right, once I've uploaded 3 images, Web or TinyPNG tells me, hey, now it's time to subscribe. All right, now I understand that this isn't going to work for people like doing hundreds of thousands of photos or whatever, but if you're just working on a small website, one page, and you're just trying to optimize that collection, you don't always have to upgrade to the paid versions. All right. Because it looks like, oh, I've hit my limit. Now I download these WebPs. I can't do anymore. Well, actually, you can. All you have to do is just go back up to the URL, refresh the page, and you can do it again. All right. So the non-paid version will only let you do 3 at a time, but you can do 3 at a time over and over and over again. So if you are a Shopify store owner and you're like me, you like a good hack because what? We're all trying to save money, right? So I hope you enjoyed, just this quick little behind the scenes of how to compress your images, what image compression style to use, and then the tools that you can use for free to generate images, to resize images, and then make sure after you do all of that hard work that you keyword the images. So whatever that product is, you want that keyword in the product file name. So you don't want it to be ChatGPT dash whatever image dash resize dot webp. Okay, you want to make sure that it says realtor dash closing dash prop dash webp once you're all said and done, and then upload that into your Shopify store. So thanks so much for joining me. Like I said, if you like this kind of thing, my AI SEO school, we have a marketing work group that meets every Thursday. Okay, every Thursday from 12 p.m. noon to 1:30. Now I'm going on vacation for the next couple of weeks, but in the middle of June, we will be meeting again weekly, and you can always get a 7-day trial for free. And I'd love to have you in there if you are feeling a little lonely building your Shopify store, if you're moving from Etsy to Shopify, or if you just have questions about like how do I actually show up in search results, whether it's Google, whether it's ChatGPT, whatever. We talk about that all the time. We talk about our product titles. We get into the weeds with our Shopify store. And it's really important to me that you understand how that works. Even if you want to hand it off to somebody else, I think it's really important that you understand what you're paying for when you have someone optimize your store. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at simpleandsmartseo.com. And I will see you next time. Happy optimizing.